let's go ahead and take a look at some slabs. Let me take an energy card so we can put it on top of it. Welcome to the reveal of Skylightz PSA slabs. So we've done a bunch of different openings for Skylightz recently in the last, oh, well, maybe not recently, the last couple of months, right? From the, Neogenes opening to some private openings actually for a variety of different sets. And Skylightz himself wanted to get a lot of these cards graded. I did tell him, right? You can take your time and, not have to send them right away, but he wanted to send them right away. So we sent them in to PSA at the 150 tier, and it came back. It only took a couple of weeks, yeah, not too long at all. And they're finally back here now, and we're going to take a look and reveal the grades and some of these cards here. You might have seen some that he pulled in his vintage openings in the past, as well as some that you might not have seen him pull at all, right? He pulled it either himself, or we pulled it on some private openings, and he wanted to get them graded. So hopefully, yeah, we get some good grades, and, hopefully we can take a look at some of the ones that are not good, assuming, the whole stack is not 10s, which I'm pretty sure the whole stack is not going to be 10s. We can take a look at more detail if we agree or maybe disagree with some of these grades that we're seeing from PSA. Now, one thing I did notice, I don't know if PSA does this for all their Express or above, right? But I noticed that all of them came inside graded card bags. A lot of times when I've gotten cards from like PSA, they've never come in these graded card bags. So is this something they just started? Or maybe this is a service that they provide, putting it in the plastic bag because it's a higher tier service, but they all came inside of the box, inside of these graded card bags, which is kind of nice. I think every company should do that. If people are paying you to grade their cards, I don't care if it's bulk, I don't care if it's, walkthrough, right? I think putting these graded cards are nice, right? I think it's a little added touch, right? Feels nice, right? Yeah, but okay, let's go and take a look at this here. And first card is the Zekrom. Okay, very good. This is the gold Zekrom from Legendary Treasures. Right, if you guys don't know, we have opened up a Legendary Treasures box for Skylightz in specific. It was one of the best Legendary Treasures box I've ever seen. I even inquired some people that did a lot of Legendary Treasures openings in the past when the set was out, and they've never seen a box with that kind of hits. All right, this was one of the gold cards pulled here. Now, this is definitely a card that is not easy to grade, as you can see from all the texture on the card as well. This was, fun fact, the first gold card that Pokemon ever released, and you can see they went all out. All right, it looks like full 24 karat gold here on this card here. On this Zekrom, there's a Zekrom and a Reshiram. We only got the Zekrom. Typically, every couple boxes, there's a gold, right? I've never seen two golds in a box. PSA 9, okay, PSA 9, 2013, black and white, full art Zekrom from Legendary Treasures, PSA 9, not bad. Obviously, PSA 10s are more sought after, but not easy to get. But PSA 9, not bad at all. This is the type of card, because again, the texture of the card, if you send in a bunch of these, you'd honestly probably get a lot of 8s, right? And then some 9s, and then if you're really lucky, a 10. It's not a card that will, easily be a 10. So, looking at this card here, I mean, you could have already guessed, 10s are hard to get, but centering doesn't look too bad on this card here. It's probably going to come down to the texture. I do see some edge and corner issues here with some dots. But other than that, pretty good card. Yeah, pretty solid. So I would say it's a really good 9. Really, really good 9. Top into the second card here. Second card. I guess we'll take a look at it here. Ooh, okay. We see some issues here on the card. Right, is that a little edge wear in the card? Alright, a little bit of edge on the card here. Could be the side as well. We see some stuff on the corner. Obviously, we can see back centering is not really the most amazing. Right, top is super thick. Right. Ah, this is a Charizard EX from Flashfire. The full art Charizard EX from Flashfire. Yeah, now this was a card that we actually pulled from a private opening. We actually opened up some Flashfire. His luck in Flashfire is so stupid. You don't even want to know. Right, but he got this Charizard EX from Flashfire, and we were able to open it. A 9! Wow! Wow, this actually ended up a 9? I would have given this like an 8. Right, let me see here. It could, yeah, because we definitely see something with the edge here, and we see some corner issues. We definitely, obviously the back centering is not counted as high as the front centering, which if you look from the front, the centering is not too bad, right? It's not too bad at all, but I guess maybe the surface of this card is going to be really, really clean. But I guess everything else was good enough, right, to be a 9. Alright, everything else was good enough to be a 9, because technically for a 9, the 4 criteria are corners, edges, centering, and surface, right? So those 4 criteria, all you need is a 999, 8.5, right? To be categorized as a 9. So I would definitely put this on the maybe slightly lower end of the spectrum as a 9, but I could see it being a 9 here. Back centering is really crazy, but the front is clean. The front is really clean. Beautiful card here though. Look at that texture. Super, super nice card. Okay, we got a 9 for the Flashfire Zard. That's actually pretty good. Okay, third card here. It's gonna be... Ah, here we go. So this card here right? It's the Powers Keepers Hollow Charizard. This card I did not open with him. This is a card that he bought some packs and he opened and he wanted to send it in. This card is a really expensive card as a 10. I mean, what card isn't expensive as a 10? But this is a pretty crazy card as a 10. Hopefully, right? Let's take a look here. Centering looks pretty good. The card itself looks pretty nice. Right? Obviously, we can look at the back here. Top is a little thicker as well with the back centering, but this looks way better in the back than the Flashfire Zard. So, I mean, maybe it's a chance, but I don't know. Right? This is definitely not an easy one to get a 10 on. Such an amazing card here. All right, let's see what we got. A 9. Okay, nice. Right, we got a 9 for this Charizard here. Pretty good, right? This is from a pack that you opened. He actually just sent me this card to get graded for him, but this is from a pack that he just opened that he had. I don't think he opened that much Power Keepers either. So pretty lucky pull to get these Hollow Charizard. All right, let's do the next one here. This is number 4. Blastoise EX. Okay, this is another one of the packs. This is Fire Red Leaf Green. Right, EXs are not easy to pull as well. Right. Not super easy to grade either. But this is one of the packs that he had. We didn't open this. This is one of his packs that he opened and he pulled a Blastoise EX. I think he actually pulled more than one Blastoise EX as well. So he sent the better one. You had to get graded here. This one's kind of nice. It's got kind of the starting of a swirl here. All right, Blastoise EX. Definitely one of the bigger cards of the set, right? Right under, obviously, the Charizard. We got a little swirl on the left side, too. All right, this is another card. Like, if I took a look at this card front and back, right? Just at first glance with no, blue light or no looking at under a microscope or anything, and it was in a slab that was a 10, I would believe it, right? Just from first glance. Looking at this here. You got a 9. Okay, we'll take a 9. We'll take a 9. Right? I wish, PSA had 9.5s. That'd be cool. Kind of like CGC and BGS, but they don't have 9.5s, or else I think this could be easily a 9.5 here. Let's go to continue on here. I forget a lot of these. Oh, here we go. Another Flashfire Zard. This is another one that we pulled here. There are 2 Charizards with this art from Flashfire. This one in particular, as you can see the number at the bottom, is 108 out of 106. This is the secret rare Mega Charizard EX. The other one is the same art, looks very similar, it's just less gold. It doesn't have as much of a gold effect on the card here. Yeah, so there are 2 like this. We sent in the secret rare. Beautiful card. Definitely XY era. Not easy, right? In terms of condition of cards. We definitely see a little bit of edge issue here. We definitely see corners that are not super rounded, right? You can see, look at these sharp corners here. I don't know if you guys can see that. A little bit of sharp corners there. Right, so not the most clean of cards. So I don't think this... I think when I predicted 2, I didn't predict this would have been a 10, which I told him. But who knows? It is a 9. Okay, we'll take a 9. We'll definitely take a 9. 9's pretty fitting when I see it. I mean, if they gave it an 8, we'd probably be frustrated. But, a 9. This is very fitting. All right, Flashfire, Ultra Rare, Mega Charizard EX. All right, PSA 9. Nice. So we're doing pretty good so far in terms of getting 9. That's good. All right. Next card. Oh, okay. This is one of our openings here. Right? We had an opening that we did, which was for an unlimited Neo Revelations box. And I'll tell you right now, some of the cards in this box, actually a majority of hollows in this box, from the Ampharos, which is a pop 1, right, to a Blissey, that's a pop 1, right, as well as a lot of these Raikou, Suicune, Entei, all these cards here, especially Yanma, are very low populations of 10s, right? The 10 population is extremely low. This one had a beautiful swirl here. So he ended up pulling this one. As you can see, we see some print lines. I don't know if you guys can see that print line kind of going across there. All right, but Raikou here, I mean, if this gets a 10, that would be kind of crazy. This would be a pretty nutty card. Almost any hollow from Neo Revelations as a 10 is pretty insane. An 8! Ooh, okay. Alright, this one is an 8. Let's take a look why here. Obviously, we have a little reflection, might be tough. We know there's a pretty solid print line going across. Little print line going across there. Let's take a look at the back real quick here. Alright, we got some dots. I mean, centering is definitely not perfect though, but I'm not sure what I'm missing here on why this one would be an 8. Right? Or why this would be considered an 8. Yeah, rather than a 9. Right? Because unless some other feature, because I'm looking at centering here, and centering is not that far off, front and back. Right? Corners and edges, despite seeing some flaws, I don't see it being that bad. It's gotta be on something to do with the surface that has pulled it down to a 7, which, obviously made the overall grade an 8. But I would have liked to see this as a 9. Alright, up next. Oh, well, speaking of the other dogs, I do remember Skylightz did end up pulling 2 dogs. He didn't pull the Entei. We did pull the Entei out of the box, but he did not get the Entei. Right, we got the Suicune and the Raikou. Right, Suicune here. This one looks... Centering looks good on the front. A little bit darker hollow, and I'm seeing a little print line here on the left, right? Just on the left side, maybe going across to the right. Take a look at the back here. Again, the back of this card. I mean, corners, I'm seeing maybe a little bit of dots, but nothing too crazy. All right, so this would be a card that if we saw as a 10, I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, knowing PSA, I mean, this better not be an 8 as well, man. 9. Okay, this one's a 9. Okay, so maybe it does have to do with the surface, right? Maybe the surface was better, because if we're comparing like the centerings and the actual conditions of the corners and edges, they are pretty close. I mean, obviously both of these were packed fresh, right? Straight from pack all the way to get graded at PSA. Right? If either of these hit 10 though, man, holy crap, dude. All right, moving on to the next one here. Hound Doom. All right, this was his last holo, or one of the other holos that we pulled from Neo Revelations. This card also very low population. Hound Doom, very, very popular Pokemon. Right, this card in the 10 obviously would be absolutely insane as well. Already seeing a very faint print line going across here. The Neos era always had issue with print lines. I mean, overall conditions of the Neos era, from Neogenesis, Neo Revelations, Neo Discovery, Neo Destiny, always had issues. So getting 10s were very, very difficult, right? Especially in Genesis and Revelations. So, I mean, that's probably some of the reason why the population of 10s are so low. But again, this card looks good in terms of centering, right? Centering looks good, right? The back end condition of the corners and edges of all these cards here that we know were all packed fresh look really good. Really, really, really good. Really, really good. Now, let's see what this got here. I wouldn't be surprised because of the print line or just because they don't want to give us a 10. This would be a 9. What? It is an 8 once again. What are we missing? Right? Let's take a look here. What are we missing? Centering is solid. Corners and edges are solid. So again, there is probably something wrong with the surface. Obviously, we see print lines, but is that big enough to take it down to such a low surface condition to put it as an 8? All right, this is from our Neogenes. We go from one Neo's box to another Neo's box. First edition Neogenesis opening here. Beautiful swirl in this Pichu. Very iconic. Very beautiful card here. Love the coloration of this card. Right, I guess because Pichu's yellow, it has this, you know, very vibrant color, half in the background. That's really, really nice. Right, beautiful Pichu. He actually ended up pulling 2. One of them wasn't in, you know, super good condition. This other one was in a better condition. Right. Hard to tell sometimes the centering from the front just because there's so much yellow. Looking at the back, corners edges look good. I mean, obviously centering is not going to be perfect. All right, let's see what this got here. Another 8. Another 8. Another 8. Damn, man, they're being. Oh, okay. I see some more. Okay, I see more print lines from this angle here. Right, it's kind of tough actually to see because I feel like it looks like there might be dents or scratches on a card, right? But it's because of this this bag too, right? Maybe I should have taken off the bags before we took a look at them. Hopefully they didn't put the card in the bag and then grade it. You know what I mean? All right, but yeah, again, you know, if this card was a 9, I would say it was just fine. But again, there's probably something wrong with the surface then. Yeah, PSA grader might have had a bad day. Oh, here we go. Here's the big one. Here's the big one. The Lugia. Right now, we did know, and I did mention to him that there was a print line here. You can see that, right? From this angle, you can see the print line. But if you were looking at the card in general, you would not see this print line very easily. It's only at this perfect angle. Gotta get it again. This perfect angle that you can see it very, very clearly. So it's not a super big print line, right? But there's definitely a print line on here. That is for sure. But again, looking at centering and looking at corners and edges of the actual card, right? You can see this pack fresh Lugia right here. This pack fresh Lugia is very solid in pretty much every other criteria. It's just surface once again. Okay, and the grade of this Lugia is an 8. Yeah, it did come back as an 8. Right, so I know you guys remember Mrs. Lugia. I'm very surprised that Mrs. Lugia is a better grade than this Lugia. My prediction for this Lugia was 8.5. Right, if they gave this Lugia a 9, okay, hey, fine, we can rejoice. Okay, definitely couldn't have been a 10. Right, I did kind of let Skylightz know as well, but you know, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. They can grade anyway, right? But my prediction of this was an 8.5. All right, last 3 cards here, which I think I know what they are because they are all Japanese, right? Last 3 cards here, I will show you guys at one time. This is the Japanese limited summer special set that they gave away. You guys recognize this from the VMAX collection boxes in English, but these alternate art Jolteon, Flare, and Vaporeon VMAXs were given away in Japan. There was only about 3,000 that were made, 3,000 sets of these that were made here. Skylightz did manage to get a set, and he sent it to me to get graded for him, and we graded them sequentially. So you can see it's 81, 80, and 79. And they all graded PSA 10. I mean, I think that's your worst fear, is that you're trying to grade something sequentially, and your worst fear is that you get like a 9. You know what I mean? On one of them, because it destroys the whole sequential grading. But he did manage to get a 10 on all of them. I mean, obviously, Japanese quality control is usually pretty good, so it makes sense that you usually get high grades on them, but it is still very possible to get 9s, yeah, on these cards here, because, you know, it's out of our control. It's just whatever and how they were printed. So, beautiful, beautiful cards. I think these 3 cards here, obviously, I think Japanese cards are a little bit more exclusive and a little rare and pretty sought after. Not as large of a market as English, but pretty sought after. I think these cards are very, very nice. So if you have the budget, I mean, they're pretty expensive. In order to get this set here, if you were to get this set raw, it's still probably around 4K right now. I've seen this set be about $5,000 raw, right? So getting them graded, getting them in 10s, obviously will increase the value of them as well. And I think these particular cards will continue to increase in value over time because of the rarity, as well as because of the nice arts, and of course the Pokemon that are in these arts are very, very popular, very, very popular. So beautiful cards, right? So if you're a high-end collector out there and you were considering maybe a new goal or a new thing to collect or achieve, take a look into this this Evolution VMAX set. I think they're really, really nice, really, really nice. So much so that I myself also have a set. Yes, I myself also have a set that I have graded. So as you can see, this is my set, and Skylightz has also a set, right? This is a set of cards I will definitely be keeping, right? It's definitely within the personal collection, and I would be keeping for a very long time. So all three of these here we're sending to get graded, right? If you guys haven't seen the last other video we did as well, we did a video on getting all the Japanese evolutions from EV Heroes graded at TGA, right? That was pretty cool as well. I definitely have that set. I was gonna send these as well there, but I was like, I have to get these graded at PSA. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reveal. In the future, I'll probably send in other submissions as well. I have a couple other things that I've sent in to PSA for myself personally, and a couple things that we've sent in for Skylightz as well, and a couple things we've sent in for some members of the community that we're gonna be getting back in the next couple of weeks, and we'll go through them in the future, do these PSA reveals, and see what we do, right? Hopefully we get some good grades on them, but hopefully it gives you more insight on, you know, what I think about these grades and some of these cards. I love doing these PSA reveals, right? Or actually grading card company reveals, because whether it's BGS, CGC, PSA, TGA, right, it don't matter. But yeah, definitely enjoy this.